Welcome home, neighbors.
Welcome home, neighbors.
Hello, neighbors.
We're listening from
Arizona,
Florida,
Maryland,
New York,
New Jersey,
Indianapolis,
California,
Utah,
Michigan,
Massachusetts,
Georgia,
Canada,
our home resort is
Animal Kingdom, Polynesia,
Bay Lake Tower,
Old Key West,
Riviera,
Boardwalk,
Alani Resort,
Hilton Head,
Boulder Ridge,
Copper Creek,
Grand Floridian,
Saratoga Springs,
Beach Club,
and Wilderness Lodge.
and you're listening to
and you're listening
You're listening to my
DC voice.
Well, welcome everybody. It's so great to see all the members of our community here tonight to talk about Disney dining. Who doesn't love eating at Disney World? I think we all love eating at Disney World. I'm excited to welcome my panel here, but before I do that, I need to thank someone. I need to thank Nick and all of our friends at the DVC resale market. You see, if you go to Disney and you stay DVC, you save money so you can spend more money on snacks. But you know how you can save even more money on your DVC points? You buy them from Nick and Andy and Jody and all of our friends at the DVC resale market. So go to their website, stroll around a little bit looking for a contract, and you will not be sad. The service is excellent, the prices are great, and they help you from the very start of your plan to the very moment the points enter your account. They're there helping you out, and you're going to save a ton over the direct prices. And who doesn't want to save money so they can spend more money on your favorite food at Disney? And with that, let's welcome our friends to talk about food tonight. Hi, Sandy.
Hey, Marianne. How are you doing tonight?
I'm great. How are you?
I am really excited to be here tonight. I'm really excited that I have my first Disney trip of 2022 under my belt. So that is done, and it was amazing.
I'm so glad. Did you get to eat some good food while you were there?
Loads. We ate like kings.
That's excellent. That's excellent. And look who's back, everybody.
Yay! For the first time in forever, I'm back.
It's Jake. And
Yes.
Jake has a distinguished palate, I'd say. He likes all the finer dining at Disney.
I love all the dining at Disney. Let's just put it that way. Quick service, snacks, table service. I loved it. It's it's a destination in itself. That's what I say.
Absolutely. And then we have a special guest tonight, our friend Christy. Christy, welcome to our show.
Hey, thank you guys for having me. I'm really excited to be here. I'm kind of DVC by proxy. One of my best friends is a DVC owner, so I kind of fly in under his radar and stay with him. But I love the DVC properties. They're amazing. So
absolutely.
I'm happy to be here. And of course, who doesn't want to talk about Disney food?
Well, and I think perhaps you might be an expert about Disney food.
I don't know if I want to say expert, but I do enjoy Disney food. And actually, I enjoy it so much that I have a podcast that's called The Happiest Plate on Earth. And I have two other co-hosts, Wendy and Ryan. And so every week we get together and we just talk about all things Disney food, from the festivals to the new openings of restaurants, new menu releases, and on all things Disney. And it's a fantastic time. We always end up hungry and happy.
And you know what? I think it's going to be great to tune in and listen to you. And I hope that more people in our community do, because I think sometimes we get stuck in a rut of our favorites.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we don't get out and explore what's new. So I'm excited to talk to you tonight and hear and everybody and get some new ideas. And hey, community, I expect you to pipe up with all of your business. And I promise we're going to be I'm not going to trash Ohana too much. So with that, Gina, what's our first topic? What is your favorite table service restaurant, people? Okay, Sandy, share with us.
So my favorite table service restaurant is something with like loads and loads of flavors. So it can be any of kind of like those outlier restaurants that some people are maybe a little bit afraid to try. So Boma or Jico or Sanaa, and especially now with Boma reopening, that was definitely my favorite when we were down there recently. But I have to tell you about this little hidden gem that we found on our last trip. So I don't know if you guys have tried it or not, but there's a restaurant in the Morocco Pavilion called the Spice Road Table. And right now it's just accepting walk-ups. But it was amazing. I had never eaten there before. And we did like a sampler of everything that was on the menu. It was so delicious. And I left there so full. And like a big tip is to get their mint iced tea. It's delish. I left with one in a to-go cup. It was so yummy. So that's my little quick tip for my newest favorite. What
That's
about you,
awesome.
Christy?
Actually, I'm going to agree with you. My favorite table service is Sanaa. I love the food there. The flavors are just amazing. And I think that a lot of people might hesitate because when you look at the menu, you think, oh, I'm not sure. That
Yeah.
just doesn't seem like I would enjoy that. But I encourage everyone to try it. The spices that they use are flavorful. They're not burn your mouth hot. And so I enjoy it. And the fact that they have the traditional non-oven there, it's the bread that they serve is just phenomenal. And Sandy, there's part of me that's kind of a little upset, but also happy that you mentioned Spice Road Table, because for years I feel like it's been this hidden, like you said, hidden gem, and so the more people know about it, it's not so hidden. But you're right, it's phenomenal food, those same flavors, and a great view for the fireworks
Oh my
that they
goodness,
have
yes.
on Epcot as well. So I concur.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Excellent. Jake?
I agree with the ladies that Animal Kingdom Lodge has some of the best dining on property. If that and the Contemporary, I would put those two up there. But for me, my two favorites, my first one is California Grill, which is one of my family's favorite restaurants. So many celebrations, milestones in our lives have been celebrated at the California Grill. You got the beef short rib wontons, the filet. It's delicious. And then my second favorite is, well, you'll hear the flip side of this later on, is Ohana. I love Ohana. I love the pot stickers, the noodles, the steak, the bread pudding. Oh my goodness. It is so good, and it is all you care to enjoy. And then if you're lucky, you can time a table on the window and you can see whatever fireworks show is happening that evening. Now it's Enchantment. It's just a phenomenal restaurant, and I really enjoy it. But Marianne, what's your favorites?
Well, now we all know that I travel with the chicken nugget hot dog crew, right? And a good dinner at Disney is a dinner where nobody complains and I don't spend $60 to have someone eat bread, right?
Agreed.
So for me, I think our very favorite is actually 50's Primetime Diner at Hollywood Studios.
I love that location.
So much fun.
Me too.
It's a great amount of food, and I feel like you get a lot for a bang for your buck there. I mean, it's not super expensive. I mean, it's Disney, it's expensive, but it's not ridiculously expensive for the amount of food you're getting. The milkshakes are to die for.
Cocktails.
And seriously, people, we all know that mom needs a Make Me a Better Mommy drink by the evening time at Hollywood Studios, right? And Dad's Electric Lemonade fits the bill every single time. And I just walk in, sit down, and say, may I have a Dad's Electric Lemonade? And my children just laugh and go, oh, Mom's going to be in a much better mood now. And we can order dessert. And it's true. It's true. And I think the runner up to that one for our family is Beaches and Cream. Well, it's still a hard reservation to get, and so we don't always get one. And it's a little bit of a pain in the arse if you're not staying at the Crescent Lake area to get to it. But for us, it's not even the kitchen sink, people. It's the grilled cheese. It's the actual menu. It's the hamburgers. It's high quality, American type food. It's not theme park hot dogs and hamburgers. So and then when the dessert comes and it's way too much for anybody to eat, but yet you have to order it because it's Beaches and Cream and, a No Way Jose. Oh my goodness. A No Way
The
Jose.
milkshakes look phenomenal.
The milkshakes are phenomenal. And it's just, it's just a fun place to eat. And, I don't know that we'll do the kitchen sink when we have somebody new with us. We don't need to do it every time. But it's just, if I can get a reservation at Beaches and Cream, I have a very happy young lady in my party every time. And even the
Very
big
good.
kids like it. So it's a good place. Let's see what our community had to say. Anthony likes Citricos. So that's great. It's Spice Road
The
Table,
Spice Road,
Frederica.
yeah.
And we'll put those kinds of things in the show notes so you can find all of these things in the show notes later. Gina has always has to eat at 50's prime time at Hollywood Studios, and her California favorite is Napa Rose, but it's only for special occasions. That's kind of how I feel about Cali Grill. I love it, but it's really like grown-ups only night type of thing for us. Steve says his favorites are Topolino's for breakfast or
Love
dinner.
Topolino's.
Sanaa and Brown Derby for the Cobb salad.
Yes. That salad is so yummy.
Yes, absolutely. And they have a hot dog on the kids menu, so I can make Katie happy too. So there you go.
It's true.
Christy says she also loves the 50 prime time for the vibe. I agree. The vibe is just fun. It's the only place that my daughter will eat veggies because she doesn't want to get in trouble.
In trouble.
Oh, that is
my
true.
goodness, cutie. So are we have like the meatloaf? Like, do we do the fried chicken or the meatloaf? Like, who does what at 50's
Fried
prime
chicken
time?
for me, it is so good.
I'm a meatloaf girl. When I hit 50's, I do the meatloaf. I don't know.
We do a little bit of it all, and then we share it. So
good.
yeah,
And the milkshakes are good too. I really like the chocolate milkshake.
So
there.
yummy.
Very
Right.
good.
You can take.
It's
them
nice to
go
go
too.
somewhere where they can yell at your kids and it's not you yelling at them.
I know.
And you can feel good about it.
right? It's
There and the
awesome.
Whispering Canyon, I think, are the two
Yes.
places for if you want like a fun server.
Absolutely. Holly's disclaimer, she's kind of like me. She travels with 4 children under the age of 7. So she hasn't ventured out too far yet. But Dan's favorite is Storybook Diner. And she
Enjoyed.
she enjoyed Boma, and they both love Ohana.
Those pot stickers. Oh, so
My
yummy.
kind of people love those pot
You
stickers.
people in your Ohana. Ugh. All right, moving on. Amy says Chico is her husband's favorite,
Mhm.
and they are so excited for it to reopen. Yes,
Oh,
that was the
yes.
whole
Me
reason we
too.
decided to do dining tonight, because everybody's excited that Chico is reopening.
Finally.
She also loves Sebastian's Bistro, and Whispering Canyon never disappoints. I've heard good things about Whispering Canyon. I've got to get over there.
It's a great value for compared to other like all you care to enjoy places on property. Very good.
Excellent. And Christy likes the Nomad Lounge for the drinks and the apps. Yes, Nomad Lounge makes me a better mommy too. I love the Nomad Lounge.
Apparently, they have a lot of gluten-free options there too. So if anybody's
Really?
looking for that, yeah.
And that's important. All
That
of
and
is important.
Tiffin's. Well,
Yeah.
it's you can order
It's
off the
the same
Tiffin's
kitchen.
menu, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Scott says, call him strange, but his favorite table service is a Sand and Hell.
Oh,
It is a great atmosphere.
It
I
is.
agree. You walk into that
Yeah.
pyramid and you just are like, it's lovely. And he loves Mexican food. Excellent. Yeah. Sam says it's no contest. It's California Grill.
even with all the restaurants there over at the Grand Floridian, like
Mm-hmm.
he still prefers going there.
Yep. Caleb's going to cheat. He's going to eat breakfast at Topolino's, lunch at Beaches and Cream, and dinner at Sanaa. So he's going to make everybody
Oh, that
happy.
sounds fabulous. That sounds like a Disney
We're all
dining
going with
day.
Caleb.
No need to go to a park that day. We'll just go to the park
Ooh.
of eating, the all-day eating park. Nick says she's with Gina. Napa Rose's chef counter for me.
Yes.
Wow,
Oh,
that sounds
That must be
amazing.
amazing.
that's like fancy.
Mhm.
Dan agrees with Jake and Marianne. Wow. They love
Ooh.
California Grill and 50 Primetime as well. Another favorite is Via Napoli.
Very
If
good.
I could
Via
get a
Napoli.
kid to believe that pizza was actually good pizza, not like Pizza Hut,
It's very good pizza.
I'm sure it is.
Amazing.
I'm sure it's really great pizza. Silly kid. So Courtney loves Trattoria Al Forno for breakfast. It's the best value and good coffee. That's important.
That is
Oh,
important.
That's very true.
Well, and the question is it a good value right now because there are no characters there, so the prices are a little lower? Was it still a good value when it had characters? Christy, you're kind of our expert. What do you think?
I think that it was. I enjoyed the food, the skillets that they had, and of course, they bring out the pastries in the beginning, and they're delicious, especially the ones that's Rapunzel's favorite. But the character interaction was great, and the value then because you didn't see those characters at so many other places. And I just still like that atmosphere that's over there. So, and I'm not sure what the current pricing is for it, but if those characters come back, hands down, it's a great value.
Do we
Excellent.
know if they're still doing the breakfast calzone? Because it was so good. So good. Evie
Yeah,
made me order one for her. And like she's little, right? She had a bite of mine and was like, Mommy, I want the same thing.
Yeah, that's a great place because you have your hearty eaters. They can find exactly what they want, and then they have a lighter fare for people who don't want those big, heavy breakfast meals. So it's a great restaurant, and they have that open kitchen, which is really nice because you can see everything that's going on. That's always a neat experience.
Excellent. That's great. Steve says Disneyland, his favorites are Napa Rose and Carthay Circle. I've heard good things about both. And Blue Bayou, just to hear the pirate boat passengers yell, "Throw me a roll!"
Oh, that's fun.
Now, the question is, do people really throw them rolls?
Do they still do that? Because they used to.
I would think you'd get into trouble. Like, because
think
I have
so too,
terrible
like-
aim, and I would miss, and it would be in the water, and it
sure.
would jam up the boats, and would cause all kinds of problems.
Gina will have to comment on that one.
Yeah. Amy says Topolino's is their breakfast favorite.
That's a phenomenal breakfast.
We need to get there. And Courtney loves Nomad because she's smart. She loves Nomad. Mark says Whispering Canyon for breakfast and dinner. Excellent.
I'm with you, Mark.
Courtney says the food is better without the character.
Oh, nice. Thanks, Courtney.
That's good information to have.
Mm-hmm.
Frederica says anywhere that's flexible for people with food sensitivities, gluten-free and other. Christy, what do you think? Are there good tables? What's your favorite table service restaurants for people who need a little extra help from the chef?
Well, actually, I would say a lot of the signatures and even the regular table service, Disney does a fantastic job, especially when you're filling out when you make that reservation and you do your mobile check-in for your dining reservation. They have that little area where you can put in whatever your allergies might be. And most of the time, the fantastic thing is that your server knows about it right away. So once you sit down, they just double check that allergy and then they go back into the kitchen and they talk to the chefs about what that particular allergy is. And the chefs will come out to the table and just go through the menu with you and see what they could work. And the thing about Disney is that a lot of us are really familiar with like celiacs or people who are adhering to another dietary lifestyle. But I really think that at Disney, they have this encyclopedia of all of these allergies and they're really well versed in them. I know that they actually, in one of the restaurants, they have a huge board that's up and it has all of the allergies and which particular foods that the guests can have that fall within staying clear of that allergy. So they're great about that. So I really would encourage anybody just to make a point. Disney goes out of their way to make sure that you are comfortable and you're going to have fantastic food as well. You won't feel left out.
That's so cool.
That's excellent.
Scott. Caleb says that San Angel is Southern Mexico authentic. Everyone is looking for Tex-Mex. He lived in Southern Mexico for 4 months when he was in college. Okay, now I'm thinking maybe I have to go there. If it's really authentic, I have to go and try. Gina says I can't throw rolls at the people in the pirates' boats.
Oh, okay.
It's good to know before I got kicked out. Sing. Hi, friends. Nothing better than listening in with your feet in a Disney hot tub.
That's true. You're down there now, aren't you,
wow.
Sing?
Well,
Yeah, but
enjoy.
he had a day where everything was broken at the beginning of the day
Oh,
at Magic Kingdom for him. So he's had a day. He deserves all that hot tub soaking for sure. Mark says he has a friend that's a vegetarian and needs gluten-free, and everyone is always great with her requests. That's awesome.
That is awesome.
With the food. Like charcuterie?
No, the
Oh,
allergy board.
the allergy board.
Oh, the
Well,
allergy board.
Frederica, I know for a fact that they have that over at Topolino's. One of my best friends is actually one of the chefs there.
Cool.
So I say that with knowledge of something that I'm sure of because we talk a lot about the allergies that they're being exposed to and they're learning as they go. So Topolino's is a great one. And I know that they do have that board there for you. And actually, I will say that also over a Boathouse has one as well. So you can check
Excellent.
out Boathouse too.
Excellent. Well, should we switch to favorite quick service restaurants? Sandy, do you want to start us off?
Sure, I can start off. So, favorite quick service restaurants. I don't actually particularly like the ones in the park. So, I do love Landscape of Flavors over at the Art of Animation. They have a great selection of different types of dishes that you can pick from there. And they do have a nan oven, which is kind of fun as well. So they do their own there as well. And then I also really enjoy Captain Cook's when we're staying at the Polynesian. They have original kind of takes on the flatbreads, and they have like the meatball dishes and stuff that all have that Polynesian flair to them. And then I guess in the parks, my favorite, because we like things that are maybe a little bit more flavorful and different, a bit on the healthy side. Probably Satuli Canteen is my favorite at this point in time in the parks. How about you, Christy? What are you leaning towards these days?
One of my favorites is always going to be Sleepy Hollow.
Oh,
I this is kind of crazy, but I really like their corn dogs that they have there. They're not as good as the ones that you can get in Disneyland. I think there's maybe something about eating one there in the parks, but Sleepy Hollow is great. It's for breakfast. Go over there and get you a Nutella waffle and things like that.
mhm.
But for resorts, I really like the quick service that's over at the Riviera, the Primo Piatto. They have a great Sandy, you're probably you say this much better than I ever could, but the croquette monsieur, and then they
Mhm.
also have a fantastic tomato soup. So I really, if when I'm staying there, I make a point of doing quick service over at their Primo Piatto. It's great.
That's awesome.
Sounds
Jay?
really good.
Well, they took both of mine. My two favorites. My top two are Captain Cook's and Sleepy Hollow. I love both of those locations. Captain Cook's for the noodles with the chicken. That's really
Mhm.
good and great quick service. And then Sleepy Hollow, like Christy said, the hand dipped corn dogs with those the house made chips are
Right.
really good. And then of course you have your standard funnel cake, which is always nice. Always too big for one person, in my
Yes.
opinion. You need someone to share with,
To share
especially if
with.
you're going to be walking around the park afterwards. You need a helping hand. But then I'll pick one that nobody's put, just so I have my own. Is Gasparilla Island Grill over at the Grand Floridian Resort and Spa is really nice, just because they have what's called the house-made mac and cheese. So it's not your standard typical quick service mac and cheese. It's a little bit different. It's like a white cheddar mac and cheese. And let me tell you, for Run Disney weekends, I'm someone who likes to have carbo load before a race. For Wine and Dine, I actually went there the night before, got some mac and cheese, and then I was staying DVC, so I had a microwave, and it was the best race I ever ran. And I think it's because of the mac and cheese.
Wow.
So
I'm gonna
it
tell
was so
Tama.
good. Yes, mac
Yeah.
and cheese before a race, chef's kiss. It's awesome. But what
That's
about you,
awesome.
Marianne?
Well, again, the company I keep. I would say, though, easily one of my very favorites, because first of all, we all know that I am a girl on a budget and I'm cheap this way. But I'm also a mom, has to make people happy. So at the Magic Kingdom, we always make it a point to eat at Columbia Harbor House. We get the land and sea plate with 2 plates. Somebody eats the chicken and French fries, and I eat the shrimp and the fish and the hush puppy. And we always order 2 sides of the green beans, because my kid will eat the green beans, and I know she at least eats a vegetable one time while we're at Disney World. If I get the green beans at Columbia Harbor House. So that's one. And then another one that we that French pavilion, that France pavilion,
Yeah.
and La Halle's, the patisserie. My husband, who was also a little bit miserly, thinks that ham and cheese sandwich, whatever the French word is for it, that's on a croissant, and it's ham and cheese and bechamel cheese, and then he just and it's very inexpensive, and he thinks it's the very best food in
The
all of
Jambon
Disney
de
World.
Bure, is that the one?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. And then, of course, that's, there's always quiche, and I love the quiche there, and everybody is happy getting something there, and it's just really good quality food, and the price is really good.
Mhm.
Even for a quick serve, the price is still really good. I can tell you where not to eat quick service, but those two places, those were great. So
I wonder if the pricing's going to go up now in these since there's been the Ratatouille ride that started.
well, except that there's some competition.
Okay, well,
with,
yeah, I know.
there's
but-
some
The crepes.
competition with the creperie,
Mhm.
so maybe not, because they need to get people to not all go swarm the creperie. So maybe not. And hush, what are you doing talking out loud like that? Hush.
And now that you mentioned the World Showcase, I want to throw an honorable mention for the Yorkshire fish shop. I think that's the ending of the name. Very good fish and chips, honestly, for a pretty good
Yes.
price. Oh, every time we've been
Yes.
a few times, big enough to share in my opinion. So
If
it's
they
a nice
only
little
made
snack.
chicken nuggets to go on the side with it, and then I'd be in business,
They
right?
have them at Cooks of Dublin and Disney Springs. They cook the chicken like they do the
Yep.
fish in the fish and chips style.
Batter.
So,
That's
in
nice.
the batter, yeah, that's
Yeah.
another good quick service. Cooks of Dublin. I didn't even think of that. Look, sparking
Look at
creativity
us.
here.
Well, let's see what our community thinks. They're usually smarter than we are, so
Mhm.
it's just not a go count.
We'll let it slide.
Yeah.
Sure. Geyser Point, Gina says, at Wilderness Lodge, hands down, and at Disneyland, the Plaza Inn, and at DCA, she likes Flo's.
Oh.
I've got to get
Oh
there.
god. And
At
the
Walt
Cozy Cone
Disney World,
also.
Steve
Mhm.
likes to eat at the Banana Cabana. And,
Oh, interesting.
Oh, interesting.
and he also enjoys a Ronto roaster. Alrighty then. There you go. Dan likes Geyser Point for it's the best quick service. That bison burger is the best, and you can't beat the atmosphere. Again, one of those places I just really need to get to someday. Caleb is cheating again. Primo Piatto breakfast for sure. I don't know. Is that cheating? They're a quick service.
Yeah.
I don't think that's cheating. Steve says at Disneyland, the corn dog castle for a corn dog. Yeah, because it's sad. Disneyland corn dogs are so much better than Disney World corn dogs.
Yep.
Amy says, is this where I can lament the loss
I
of
agree.
be our guest as a quick
Yes.
service?
Yes.
So good.
Yes. Breakfast, the breakfast pastry platter, and my Diet Coke in the morning, and my early morning jump to Seven Doors Mine Train without having to pay.
Mhm.
Was perfect.
We'll
It
just
was-
all have a moment of
It was
sigh.
excellent. And I
I
love
wonder
the
if they'll
braised
bring
beef
back
there.
like an actual breakfast though.
It'll be interesting to see. I hope so.
Me too.
Fingers crossed.
Judy P agrees with Gina. Geyser Point is great. I think
Mhm.
everybody loves Geyser Point.
Yes.
And so does Sam. And he likes Satuli Canteen too. And actually, Satuli Canteen's one of our favorites too. They make a cheese quesadilla there. Who knew? So, Holly loves the Polite Pig and Casey's Corner. And Holly says, but nothing will beat out Geyser Point. And they have a lot for the parks, they say. They have Columbia Harbor House. ABC at Hollywood Studios
good
is
one.
much improved, and it is.
I agree with that.
And Polite Pig at the Springs is amazing, and Flame Tree Barbecue. Y'all. This Kansas City girl can just hardly see these people liking barbecue at Disney World. I'm just saying. I've tried them. I've tried. Ronto Roasters, Christy says, order the Ronto wrap every trip and swap out the bread with a low carb version.
That's very smart.
Interesting.
Mm.
I did not know they did that. That's awesome. Somebody likes Captain Cook's. I believe it's Tina likes Captain Cook's the best. That's awesome. Sing loves Satuli and the bakery at the France Pavilion.
Mhm.
Rachel says she's not sure if this counts, but they love going to Geyser Point. Yes, Geyser Point counts.
It counts.
I think it
If
counts.
place it if it's only places in the park, they love Columbia Harbor House. They love sitting upstairs where it's a nice break from the park.
Yep,
It is.
it's a great tip.
Mm-hmm.
Caleb's cheating again. Lunch food booths at the festivals and dinner at Geyser Point. Oh, he's got a full day there of
I
eating.
agree that the
eating.
booths should be
The-
considered quick service. I
The
agree.
booth
That's true.
had
Mhm.
such long lineups though when we were there last time. It was unbelievable. Like people were waiting 20, 25 minutes in line just for like the food at the booths.
You have to rope
I
drop.
had
the
no
booths.
patience.
Yes.
I had no patience for that. I have no patience for that, and neither does Katie, because all Katie wants is her baguette. We're getting those snacks. We're getting there. Mark Koppel, Flame Tree Barbecue is good,
Yes.
but no quick service has ever been great, in my opinion. All righty then.
I'm with Sandy though that the resorts are always a little bit better than the parks in my personal experience.
I agree.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. Courtney liked the half chicken meal at Cosmic
Yes.
Rays, but then they took it away. I was going, wait, there's something good at Cosmic Rays?
Yeah. Do they still have it at Flame Tree? Because they used to do a half chicken at Flame Tree. I didn't check
I
last
would
time.
imagine
we
they
were there.
would. I don't see why not.
Now maybe barbecue chicken at Flame Tree would be better.
It was really yummy last time we had it.
Maybe that would be a good choice to try. Judy ate at Lowe's the other day. The sandwiches are very
yum.
good. Oh, that's giving me the Disney blues. Tune in next week. Frederica, there is a quick service pizza at Disneyland my kids say is amazing. Their gluten-free, dairy-free pizza is actually good. It's right between Star Wars and Space Mountain and Tomorrowland.
Hmm.
Excellent. Singh says they ate at Blaze Pizza in Disney Springs, and it was pretty awesome for $11 for a pizza. Yeah, Blaze Pizza's good.
It was really yummy. Yeah.
Here's a vote for that Cooks of Dublin. Yep,
So
that fish
good.
and chips. Scott says Cosmic Rays used to be a favorite just for the toppings bar.
Mhm.
Without that, Geyser Point takes my top spot. Yeah, those toppings bars used to make things a lot better in
Yeah.
Magic
Pecos
Kingdom.
Bill had a real good one.
Yeah,
Oh
they
my
did.
goodness,
Yeah.
it was
It was like
fantastic.
all you
It
could
was
eat plastic
very good.
cheese.
Another one
Remember
we'll
when
get
there
to in a
was
little bit.
guacamole on the
Mhm.
Pecos Bills one? There was
Yep.
actual
Yep.
guacamole.
Mhm.
Then they got wise because people like us talked about it. Shh, don't talk about it.
It's like Fight Club.
Right. It's food club.
Food
Amy says Captain Cook's, Gasparilla Island Grill, and Prima Piatto. Again, the resorts are really winning out
Mhm.
here. The resorts are really winning out. And Frederica says the gluten-free bread at La Brea Bakery in downtown Disney. If they say they don't do gluten-free anymore, they don't know what they're talking about.
Oh no.
You know what? Those people that like Frederica that are looking for that kind of thing, they know their stuff, and cast members shouldn't mess with them, right? They shouldn't mess with them. Pizza Planet for Frederica. The
There
name
you
of that
go.
pizza place is Pizza Planet. Excellent. So top snacks, everybody. I really don't think I could have to eat a meal at a restaurant as long as there are snacks at Disney. What do you guys say?
That's
We
very
could
true.
eat snacks all day, right?
Mhm.
So, Sandy, what are you going to eat for your snacks?
I can have Dole Whip in any shape or form, pretty much. It will fill me up for like a good hour or two. It's so thick and creamy. I especially love it swirled with like a vanilla soft serve. So yummy. Or like with rum added to it as a float, or like with crushed pineapples. Anyways, I can just eat it any which way, and that'll be my like tide me over for sure. Oh, Marianne. And the next one is like, I don't know about you guys, but I really like, I don't know. There's something just about popcorn at the parks when you're there that's just, it just feels right. And it just feels like you just always need to have some popcorn when you're there. So that's
It
my
tastes
other
different. I don't know
go-to.
about you.
It's so much
tastes
better.
different.
So much better in the
Yep.
parks.
Absolutely.
I have to agree.
So, Christy, what's your favorite snack?
Well, I feel like maybe I should defer to Jake because I don't want to steal something from him because I
Oh,
kind of have
right.
an
Well-
inside hint about what his might be. So
All right. Well,
We'll share this
Jake,
one
what's
then.
Okay, okay.
yours?
I'm a good old-fashioned Mickey pretzel with plastic cheese. It is
Yes.
so good. It's
Yes.
incredible. And then my second one is which they brought from Disneyland a few years ago, was the Jack Num Num cookies, which are so good. It is like the most dense, decadent chocolate chip cookie, and it's incredible.
And
I'm
it's
not
in the
sh-
park.
and
And it's in the park.
It's
Right.
inside the park. You can get it. I believe you can still get it on that walkway to Toy Story Land near the
can.
Incredibles
Mhm.
area that's now sort of blocked off,
Yep.
and it's really good. So
It's
now,
one of my favorite cookies on property.
very good.
Yeah,
Going
but my
back to
dream
Christy.
but my dream to do, like my dream snack would be a cupcake trail. Because I really
Oh,
like the cupcakes, especially the ones at the resorts, because
Oh, yeah.
everyone's different and it's great. So I would just love to go down and do like a dedicated cupcake crawl where we just get to go to all of the resorts and
okay.
try
that
each one of
sounds
their
fun.
cupcakes.
So, Christy, you
'Cause
need to
they're
put this
so good.
together for us, and we'll do
Oh,
it
yeah.
like a scavenger hunt for like the My DVC podcast
I'd love
crew,
that.
community, and
Yeah.
for the happiest plate
You
on
have to
earth
do it together
community.
because they're really big. I mean,
Yeah.
to share, especially when
Yeah.
they really pipe that icing on there,
Mhm.
but
Oh,
they're
yeah.
just so delicious, so good.
Okay, this
Absolutely.
needs to be a thing.
I was just thinking that. I was like going, ooh, a cupcake crawl. I am all about
love
that.
I'm
That'll
in
be
for that.
oh, that sounds
That sounds
fantastic.
fun.
Well, we all know that my daughter's favorite, hence the picture on the promo for today, is a baguette. Is a baguette from France. We often buy more than one, as Jake can attest, as Katie walks up with her 2 baguettes
For
in
the
her
member
hand
lounge with her 2 baguettes.
at the Epcot lounge. And she saves one for breakfast the next day, and we kind of heat it up in the microwave with a little cup of water so it gets some of its bounce back. And she has warm baguette and burger for breakfast the next day. And if we run out of baguette, then we have to go back and hop back into Epcot at bedtime to get another baguette, which is really difficult when you're at Old Key West. It's no big deal when you're at Boardwalk and mom just says, sure, but when you're at Old Key West, that's a hop, or Saratoga Springs, it's a hop. So that is definitely a favorite, and I agree with her. I could just have a piece of bread with my Grand Marnier slush all day
You
long.
kind of need it though, don't you, to soak up the Grand Marnier stomach?
But the Grand Marnier slush also makes me a better mommy.
It
So we'll just say it just makes me a better mommy as we roam along on our day. And like Jake, my other favorite snack in the world is a Mickey pretzel with the plastic cheese. It cannot be just a Mickey pretzel. It has to have the plastic cheese.
Of course.
But I will say that pretzel at Baseline Tap House for a snack is fabulous. And my guess is that if I got a real pretzel in Germany, I'd like it too. But why when you can get one shaped like Mickey with plastic cheese? So there you go.
There you go. It's so good.
I could eat snacks all day and not eat real food. I really could, because there's never the donut as big as your head, all of that. We could do that all day. And
Especially with
nobody
food and wine
needs real
season.
food.
Yeah, you don't
Oh,
need
yeah.
that.
So at Disneyland, you need to read this one, Sandy, because you say this one correctly.
Oh, you need the raspberry macaron at Jolly
Yes.
Holiday Bakery, and at DCA it's the Choco Smash Candy Bar at Pim's Kitchen. That sounds really good. It's enormous and super delicious.
Okay, right. Doesn't she say Macron so beautifully and so French? It's so sweet. So Gina says any booth is her favorite. Let me tell you about the Tropical Hideaway in Adventureland in Disneyland has a chili lime bao.
That sounds so good.
That does sound so good. That sounds great. Ooh, Courtney's a fan of the pulled pork mac and cheese. I agree. That's good mac and cheese. Christy, my kids love the maple popcorn at the cart in Canada. And they also have, Sandy, this is French. You say it.
La Fin du Monde. It's a beer for adults.
For the adults. And it counts as a snack. Of course it counts. It's got carbs. It counts as a snack. Of course. Churros at the Nomad Lounge. Yes, the churros at the Nomad Lounge are good. Amy loves the Sleepy Hollow funnel cakes with strawberries and whipped cream.
That's a good choice.
Yes.
I like them just plain with powdered sugar too. That does the trick always.
Oh, yes, Nick.
Nick is a fan of the gelato cart at the Riviera Pool. And of course, Gideon's.
Oh, love Gideon's.
Gina says churros in California only, but in Walt Disney World, she loves the barbacoa.
Barbacoa.
Thank you, food expert. Taco booth. Oh, Courtney misses the cappuccino cupcake that was at Pizza Planet. That's a California thing.
That sounds really good.
That sounds really good. Dan agrees with the Dole Whip, but as a float. And the
Love Dole Whip
Morimoto
floats.
street ribs are also amazing.
Yes.
Ooh, yum. And Holly agrees with Sandy. Dole Whip in any flavor, but the new float with the coconut soft serve and the pog juice at Aloha Isle was amazing. And they love a good Mickey pretzel with cheese or a Wookiee cookie too.
Oh,
There are so many to choose from. Oh, and she says Gideon's yum.
You can never forget about Gideon.
No.
Never.
I don't have patience for it though.
I do not have patience for that. I'm sorry. Until the craze dies down, I will not have a Gideon's cookie unless somebody brings me one because it isn't going to
Next
happen.
time, I think we're just going to drive over to the other location.
Yeah, that's the best bet.
That's a
have no
really good
patience.
idea.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, I don't have patience for that. I'm not going to put my name on a list and wait in a queue for a cookie. No. Amy says she's all about the popcorn because she's cheap. You can't beat those $2 refills. Amen. Me and my popcorn bucket. Because she needs to save her money for adult beverages. I like that. Hope says a Mickey pretzel with plastic cheese. I say a pretzel in Pandora with beer cheese.
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh, and a side of Pongu Lumpia. Okay, now thank you, Caleb.
He's up in his
There's
game there.
Yeah, yes.
that
Yes.
that sounds good. Okay, Caleb, you're on. That's a deal. Dole Whip is a classic too.
Chad will be proud.
Chad will be very proud of all these Dole Whip fans. Dan says his favorite snack is the fruit Nutella waffle at Sleepy Hollow, the No Way Jose at Beaches and Cream, and the curry corn on the cob at Animal Kingdom near the safari.
Yes,
Ooh,
I
yum.
forgot about that.
Hey, and that's a vegetable. You're eating a vegetable. That's awesome.
Not a vegetable.
It's a green.
green.
I'm
Sorry,
gonna-
Marianne.
we can kind of count it as a vegetable if you're at Disney World
Green.
compared to everything else at Disney World, right?
Okay, perhaps.
Yeah, I think we let it slide.
Right.
I'm Team Marianne here.
And Dan says, of course, Dole Whips. All right. Where did my 7-layer cake go? Amy, you are
know.
so right. Top of the World has
Yeah.
been closed for too long. The rumor is it was at the Wave. The question is it at the new Steakhouse 71?
It is. It's not 7 layers.
No.
They've actually done it to where it's 15 layers for each of the floors at the Contemporary.
Well, that's
But-
cool.
I have heard that that cake is phenomenal.
Okay.
We should have
heard
ordered
good
it,
things as
Christy. We didn't
well.
even think.
Me neither. I was by myself when I ate at Steakhouse 71 in November, and I saw it. I'm like, nope, that's too big for one person. So that's on my list, but I need some help.
Sam says the Mickey ice cream sandwich, of course, followed by the rum laden. Apologies to Chad. Dole Whip, and I
Was he
agree.
apologizing?
The only way I'm going to do a Dole Whip is if it's got rum in it.
Mhm.
That's the only
So
way.
good. So good.
You guys are crazy. Oh, and we usually have to stop in France at the bakery for something. Usually, Sandy,
Usually for my cajons. for
my youngest son. Scott says it used to be the pepper jack cheese
Oh,
stuffed
yeah.
pretzel, but when they
Mhm.
took it away, he settles for the Joffrey's bigger than his head donut.
Mm.
That's a good donut.
Apparently Canada's like the world's capital for like per capita donuts, and I have no clue how because no one I know eats donuts. But apparently
Wow.
we consume the most donuts in the world. Who knew?
Because of Tim Hortons?
I guess. I don't
Huh.
know.
Huh. Tina says Dole Whips all day. Patricia says the popcorn is so good.
It
My son
is.
always has to bring home 2 or more boxes.
Oh, that's sweet.
That's awesome. Ah, the shawarma in Disneyland Dane is a fan of that. That sounds good.
Yep, I like Dane. He's pretty cool.
Do you know Dane?
I do. He happens to be sitting in my living room. He's my husband.
It took me a second, and then I went, "Wait, I recognize the
That's
last
right.
name."
Yeah. Yep. He prefers Disneyland.
Well, you know what? He's probably right about some of the food
The
options.
food,
out there.
especially. Mhm.
Yeah. Sam says Chad doesn't like polluting the Dole Whips. You're right. Chad likes them pure. He's a purist when it comes to the Dole Whips. And Caleb is team corn is a veggie. It took me a second. Frederica wants to know where the shawarma is in Disneyland.
Avengers
Campus, I would assume.
Yeah. We had chicken shawarma for dinner tonight.
All right, lightning round, people. What is the one restaurant or booth that you could close forever and you would celebrate it closing? All right, Sandy.
Oh, it's the difficult one, but I really, really do not like the food. And I know I'm going to get hate for this. At either the Rainforest Cafe or the T-Rex Cafe. I just don't. No, it's just not good. It's just not good.
I agree.
And I could do without, everybody wanting to go there all the time because of the audio animatronics, which aren't very good anyways.
No.
Anywho, that's my like, the food isn't great. Needs to go. Find something else more interesting for those spaces.
Absolutely. Go ride dinosaur. Then you get your dinosaur fix. Eat better food someplace else.
Totally, right?
Ride the Jungle Cruise for your jungle animals fix and eat better.
Go to Skipper's
food.
Canteen.
Yummy. Very good.
There's better options out
there. Or
there.
go to Kilimanjaro Safaris and see the real thing.
Or see real ones if you don't want to. Yes, exactly. Christy. Hot take, Christy.
Well, I think maybe a lot of people might agree on this first one. So I think if Tony's Town Square decided to board up and change, I would be really happy with that.
It's got a prime location.
That's
it has
right.
such a prime location.
Yeah.
Even if they brought in somebody who would actually make good Italian food in that spot,
I agree with you.
It would be fantastic.
Yes.
I mean, my family eats there because they're the chicken nugget hot dog crew, so they'll eat there, and maybe it serves its purpose for that. But for people who really like food, no.
Yeah, what you're hoping as an adult, when you go with your kids, because you want them to eat as well, like you've said, but you would at least like to have something on the menu that you would really enjoy too. So
yes,
yeah, I agree. And my second one, I might get a little bit of hate for this, but I really would like for Le Cellier to change into something else. I'm not impressed with the food that they've served there. I really look for great poutine and I was disappointed. So I would love for them to kind of revamp and maybe, have foods from all over all of Canada featured there.
Nothing qualifies as poutine at Walt Disney World. Nothing. It just doesn't.
One can hope.
Yeah, I love the beer cheese soup at Le Cellier, but
you can get that at almost every festival now. So.
Right, and so now that they do it everywhere, that's a great idea. Jake, what are you closing?
I had to think hard about this one. I couldn't think of a table service one that I would want to close.
Jake is our happy, love.
Which first I wouldn't want any restaurant to close because that means cast members are gone and chefs are gone. So keep all of them open.
Let's revamp it.
Revamp them, exactly.
Yeah.
But I have to hand it over to Artist Palette, which is the quick service at Saratoga. I love Saratoga Springs Resort, and I love its next door neighbor, the Turf Club. I'm actually one of those people who likes that place.
Yeah.
But Artist Palette just seems to have a very limited menu compared to other quick services. It just feels like it's just like pre-made sandwiches and then your standard chicken tenders. I would love for them to add maybe like a pasta dish or a pork dish or something a little more, I don't know, spectacular compared to when you can just walk over to Disney Springs and have all the quick services in the world available to you. I think they need to kind of up their game over at Saratoga Springs.
I feel like that's maybe why they're not.
Yeah,
that's
exactly. But if you just want like a grab and go before you head to the park, it's kind of a hike to go to Springs.
For
those of us who stay at Saratoga a lot, it's hard that your home base quick service is pretty lame. Yeah. I mean, we it's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just lame.
And I don't like how it's shared with a gift shop. There's just something about that for me that I just don't like.
Yeah, like over at Beach Club.
Yeah, over at Beach Club and kind of at Pop and some of the values are kind of next to each other. I prefer for them to be separate, but that's just a me thing, honestly. But
exactly. Yeah. Well, we all know that I have strong feelings about Ohana. I mean, I mean,
I don't
very
agree.
strong feelings about Ohana. I always have. I always
What do you not
will.
like about
I
Ohana?
love Ohana.
I
I
Amazing.
love
Yeah.
Ohana.
I think the noodles are disgusting and sticky, and they stick together, and they're gross.
My heart.
And I'm just like, the meat on the stick is just, and there's just nothing. There's just nothing about Ohana that I like. And everybody goes on and on and on about bread pudding, and I just don't like bread pudding. So literally Ohana, but everybody else loves it, so I'm not gonna do anything to your precious Ohana. Don't send me hate mail. I know. Don't send it here. But I will tell you, and I probably will get hate mail for this. Docking Bay 7 is the biggest loss for the amount of time and money and Imagineering that went into it. I do not know what they were thinking. It's just the food isn't good, and it's either too bizarre or it's too boring. And come on, people. That was a lot of time and money put into that Imagineering for Galaxy's Edge to have your main quick service place be fairly disgusting. So
I
would-
agree with you. We didn't
I
have a
wish
very good
they'd do-
experience there either.
I wish they'd do something else with it, because I don't imagine Luke Skywalker or Princess Leia eating there. I just don't. I can't see it. And for God's sake, Han Solo would look at it and go, and walk away. Let's be real. He wouldn't even walk into the place.
Yeah.
So there's my hot take. So Dan says Cosmic Rays, bye-bye. I
But
agree.
what about Sunny Eclipse? I love
I
it.
I
gotta keep
love
them.
No.
I love
Eclipse.
that's why I
No.
didn't say Cosmic
No
That's why I
Rays.
dumb
go there.
animatronic. No dumb animatronic can save the
Love
menu
it.
Oh,
at
he's adorable.
no.
The best.
Dan's right. Sam's right. The signature version of Be Our Guest, come on, go back, make it a regular table service again. That's what it should be. There's no reason to have a signature in a park like that that's geared to kids.
Mm-hmm.
Dan's like, Cosmic Rays!
I know, he's shocked.
He's just shocked. The Plaza at Magic Kingdom. She doesn't miss the rainforest at all. And I also don't miss ESPN.
Yeah.
If turkey legs disappeared forever,
Ooh.
Ooh, that's a
Oh.
hot take.
I have trouble
Mm.
watching people eat them.
Yes.
I wouldn't eat them. And I don't like to watch people eat them, but
And they just walk around. Oh.
I
can't.
it's kind of a theme park classic.
I think it's a staple. It's a staple.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. T-Rex is gross. Rainforest. Sandy reads
This is
this.
great.
I can't read.
T-Rex is gross. Rainforest Cafe is like an Applebee's on a day that the junior varsity cheer team is doing a fundraiser and
That's awesome.
That's perfect.
Caleb is my people.
Oh, Gina, we should have
Oh
saved
my
that one for last. Courtney says turkey legs. I don't want to watch my son eat that ever
Right?
again.
Like they're so gross to watch people eat. It's just like
And
Ugh.
just how many return customers are there for blue milk? Because
it's like a creamsicle melted was my take
Right.
on it. Like,
They have their fans though.
I
do.
know.
it was
When they-
okay.
Yeah, but when they pour it and it's lumpy, no.
Oh,
I had no lumpiness, so maybe that's why it didn't disturb me so much. Maybe it's because it actually is like melted creamsicle.
yeah.
Maybe.
I think Sunshine Seasons needs a reimagining. Amy, I agree with you. The vegans and vegetarians would love a dedicated quick service, and that would be the perfect place for it. It would
Mhm.
be.
It would
Yeah.
be. It's true.
And Jess agrees that the Rainforest Cafe should really go. It's
Also, my
terrible.
people.
So T-Rex
stop.
and Rainforest because my family wants to go there every time. Exactly. And if it wasn't an option, you'd be in business, right? Sorry, Sunny. The food used to be better. Be better, Sunny. Know better. Do better. Right? Oh, somebody hacked into YouTube. Silly people don't have anything better to do. Well, thanks everybody for coming and enjoying our evening talking Disney dining. I hope you're hungry. And I hope to see you in the parks eating snacks soon. Thanks for joining us tonight. We really enjoyed it here on the My DVC Points Community Hall. And thanks, Christy, again for joining us
My pleasure.
from the happiest plate on earth. Is
Thank
that
you.
correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And where can we find your podcast?
Yeah, you can find us on all of the listening platforms, Spotify, Amazon Music, of course, Apple Podcasts, on Facebook Podcasts now. So just put us in that search bar and you'll be able to find us. And we'd love to have you join our community.
Excellent. I'm going to go look now.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody, for joining us, and have a great evening. Goodbye.
Good night.
Bye, folks.